Well, President Trump is set to land soon in the Netherlands for the NATO summit with other world leaders. And as you heard, before boarding Air Force One this morning, the president took aim at both Iran and Israel after apparent ceasefire violations on both sides. And NewsNation's Joe Khalil continues our coverage from Washington. So, Joe, the president certainly was blunt in his criticism.
Yeah, he was, Nichole. I think this is an example of a commander-in-chief who was very obviously frustrated. That was a moment that was raw. It was very real. It was President Trump coming out and saying, look, over the last 12 days, the U.S. has engaged in serious diplomacy to try to bring both Iran and Israel to the negotiating table for peace. And just at the moment when he, I think, genuinely believed he had gotten there with both sides, both had violated that agreement, and the bombing continued overnight and into the morning. So take a listen one more time to that sort of frustration from the president coming out.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
So we have been talking to senior White House officials, Nichole, about how this ceasefire agreement came to be. And what we've been told is President Trump did have some difficulty on the Israeli side, bringing Prime Minister Netanyahu to the table, even in the final hours of it. And you heard there that he said, I'm frustrated with both sides, but he went on to reiterate his frustration with the Israeli side. Nonetheless, as Robert has been reporting, for the last couple of hours anyway, it seems to be more peaceful, at least for now. And President Trump posted this on Truth Social, saying both Israel and Iran wanted to stop the war equally. It was my great honor to destroy all nuclear facilities and capability and then stop the war. That was President Trump on Truth Social a little while ago. And this is what he said on Air Force One in a more measured way than what you heard this morning on the South Lawn of the White House.
If there was, there was. But no, I don't want it. I'd like to see everything calm down as quickly as possible. Regime change takes chaos. And ideally, we don't want to see so much chaos. So we'll see how it does. You know, the Iranians are very good traders, very good business people, and they got a lot of oil. They should be fine. They should be able to rebuild and do a good job. They're never going to have nuclear, but other than that, they should do a great job.
So, Nichole, if you just think what an extraordinary 24 hours it's been. Yesterday, around this time, we were still talking about President Trump keeping the door open for regime change in Iran. This White House was backing him up on that. Today, as you just heard, he said that would be chaotic, and that's not what we're seeking to do. So an incredible series of events here leading us to where we are right now.
Absolutely. All right. So, Joe, other world leaders have already arrived there in the Netherlands. What can we expect to come out of this year's NATO summit?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that all NATO countries, with the exception of Spain, have agreed to increase their own defense spending to 5% of their GDP, which is a significant increase there for many countries. And President Trump had been trying to push that for some time, as had the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. So they both getting now what they wanted. But the discussion around that was mostly on Ukraine, defense of Ukraine in the face of Russian aggression. Now the Iranian situation is also still going to be at the forefront as those conversations continue. President Trump posted a rather extraordinary message from Rutte that was sent directly to the president. Both NATO and the White House confirmed this is real. He praised the president for the strikes on Iran and for helping push other countries to increase their defense spending to 5%. So seemingly already, even before the conference starts, some actionable wins for the Secretary General and also for President Trump in getting what he wanted out of our NATO partners.
All right, Joe Khalil following it all in Washington. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.